Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only here, and today we're taking it way back. I'm officially bringing back my retro review series. Now, some of my OGs from my channel might remember that I've already done a couple videos on older tech, and now we're reviving it for real. If you want to binge those classic throwbacks, I'll have a retro review playlist linked for you to click on as soon as you're done with this one, so make sure you check the video description or click the card at the top right. So now, to kick things off, we're going all the way back to the days of low-res album art and LimeWire playlists with the iPodShuffle 4th generation. In this video, I'm going to unbox it and review it as if it's brand new in 2012. Specs, design, features, all that good stuff, and then at the end we'll talk about how it holds up here in 2025. So sit back, relax, and pretend it's 2012 again. Let's go ahead and get things started. Alright, now real quick, let's go over a quick unboxing of the updated 4th gen iPodShuffle for 2012 since I just picked it up from the Apple Store and only had to wait about 45 minutes for it in line. Now, this update here is very minor, consisting of new colors and finishes to bring this in line with the new iPhone, iPod Touch, and iPod Nano. So now, instead of a glossy finish, we now have this sand-blasted anodized finish, and Apple has also added some new colors including purple, yellow, and black. Now, all the iPod Shuffles come in only a 2GB configuration, which should be a decent amount for most people, especially for the price point, but that does not compare to the insane storage capacity of the iPodClassic, which comes in a whopping 120GB or a monstrous 160GB option, enough to fill your library for years and years to come. Since there's only one capacity option, that means there's only one price point, with all the 4th gen iPod Shuffles coming in at $49 USD. Now, the iPod Shuffle design and packaging are unchanged. We still have that crystal clamshell design, which is easy to open. All you have to do is pull off that orange tab to release the tape holding down the cover. Once that's off, you can pop open the lid and reveal the Shuffle 4th gen, which is fastened to a tray with a piece of tape. Now, before we explore the design and new changes, let's check out what else we get in the box. So inside the box, we get a quick start guide on how to use the controls and switches, which you may want to read since we don't have a display here. Inside is also a warranty and information guide, which no one cares about, and a mini-sized Apple sticker, the smallest I've seen yet. Now below that, we have a standard pair of Apple earbuds, which do not include the inline remote. It's just the regular ones here. But if you want the version with the inline remote, you can buy them separate from Apple for $29. We also find our very short USB-A charging and syncing cable, which uses the headphone port to charge and sync. And that's really all there is to it. That's everything in the box. Alright, now that we've got it unboxed, let's go on a quick tour of this brand new iPodShuffle 4th generation. Starting off with what's front and center, that iconic click wheel. This is the same design from the 2nd generation that Apple fans know and love. It's peak minimalism. No screens, no fancy touch gestures, just clean tactile buttons that feel satisfying to press. It's straight to the point, and honestly, that's part of what makes it so good. Moving up top, we've got our 3.5mm headphone jack, which also doubles as the charging and syncing port. Apple includes this tiny little USB-A to 3.5mm cable so you can plug it into your computer, charge it up, and sync all your songs straight through iTunes. And it's the same port you'll use to plug into your headphones and start jamming. iTunes here is pivotal to this device. This is where you'll be able to add, edit, and delete songs to your heart's content. And remember, you have 2 whole gigabytes to work with. Now, right in the middle of our device up top here is our VoiceOver button, and this thing is kind of wild. Hit it and it actually talks to you, telling you what song's playing and who the artist is, or it can also tell you what playlist you're playing currently. Dude, this feels straight up futuristic in my opinion. It makes me wonder if one day we'll have some kind of digital assistant that just does everything for you. Set alarms, maybe help you write essays for your college classes, or maybe even help you hit more on those prize pick parlays. But nah, that's wild talk. We probably won't see that for another 50 years or something. To the right of that VoiceOver button, we've got our 3-way toggle switch. Simple, but super functional. Slide it all the way to the left and that powers the shuffle off. Move it to the middle, and your music will play in order, just like your playlist is laid out on iTunes. And if you slide it all the way to the right, boom, shuffle mode. Perfect if you're feeling wild and want to see what song Destiny picks for you. Now, right next to your headphone port, you'll notice this tiny little LED indicator light. And this little LED indicator tells you how your shuffle's feeling. When it flashes green, that means you're good to go. The battery's healthy and above 80%. An amber or orange light means it's starting to get low, so maybe give it a quick top off soon. And if it's red, yeah, that's the danger zone. That's your cue it's on life support and under 25% battery. At which point, plug that thing in before it flatlines, man. And while it's charging or syncing, you'll see those lights do their little dance. Blinking orange when it's transferring music, solid orange while it's charging, and solid green when it's fully juiced and ready to go. It's subtle, but it's those tiny details that make the shuffle feel surprisingly smart for something this small. Turning it around, and we've got that built-in aluminum clip. And this right here is what makes the shuffle such a beast for on-the-go use. You can clip it to your jacket, gym shorts, or even your backpack strap, and it just disappears. No bulk, no bounce, just pure portability. It's one of those features that makes you think, yeah, Apple really thought this through. I mean, this is a lightweight and very portable device after all. And check this out, right on the back, you've got that polished Apple logo shining through like a badge of honor, so that you can flex on all the haters who have just a regular MP3. You already know, you gotta keep the ops on their toes. Then, underneath the clip, that's where all the FCC and regulatory info is hidden away. So the design stays perfectly clean. Only Apple would tuck legal text under a clip. That's that signature Apple finesse. And you already know I love pointing out Apple's attention to detail. And finally, let's talk about battery, because for something this tiny, the Shuffle actually packs some serious endurance. Apple claims up to 15 hours of continuous music playback, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. You charge it up using that same 3.5mm to USB-A cable like I mentioned, and it only takes about 2 to 3 hours to go from empty to full. The tiny LED light will change from amber to green, letting you know it's on a full battery and ready to tackle everything you have to throw at it. For 2012 standards, that's pretty impressive. 15 hours of runtime on a device smaller than a pack of gum? Yeah, Apple wasn't playing around on this tiny device when it comes to battery, but in actuality, it can achieve this much battery since it doesn't have a display to sap battery from it. But okay, for $49, what are you all getting here? Well, here's the deal. This little powerhouse comes in at just $49 MSRP for a 2GB model, which is the only model available. Yup, you heard that right. Under $50, that's 50 whole McChickens. And you're getting the Apple build, clip-on convenience, voice announcements, 15 hours of battery life, and that unmistakable minimal design. For someone who just wants to press play, skip tracks, and head out the door without hauling around a big gadget, this is a solid buy. If you're a music lover looking for simplicity rather than bells and whistles, then the Shuffle nails it. Apple pulled off something really special here. In the end, should you pick it up? I say absolutely. For $49, I think everyone should give the Shuffle a shot. It's one of those go-to gadgets that is just going to make your life a lot simpler. But now, fast forward to 2025, and holding this little thing again in the hands honestly just hits different. It's wild to think how far we've come. Now we stream mostly everything in lossless, we have AI picking our playlists, and we're out here reminiscing over a 2GB music player that can barely hold a weekend road trip playlist. But you know what? There's something really special about it. No distractions, no notifications, no endless scrolling, just you and your music. Nowadays, with everyone being glued to their screen and some people having up to 15 hours of screen time, this is a perfect solution for anyone who wants to go, say, for a run or to the gym without any distractions. It's simple. It's to the point. It plays your music. Now, of course, you can't pair your AirPods to this, but still, the wired headphones really bring you back to a time that is never going to return. I was born in the 90s and remember when this thing came out. It's hard to believe it was that long ago. The iPodShuffle might be a relic by today's standards, but it's a beautiful one. Proof that sometimes less really is more. It's kind of poetic, really. The iPod Shuffle might have been small, but it carried whole memories inside it, soundtracks to entire chapters of our lives. And in a world that's always chasing the next big thing, sometimes it's nice to rewind and remember where it all started. Now, of course, you can still pick some up on eBay and other sites like Amazon, but remember, iTunes is required and there's limited functionality as iTunes is just becoming a thing of the past. Obviously, you can't connect this to Apple Music. Obviously, you can't have Spotify on this. So make sure that if you're going to pick one up, make sure you have access to iTunes, as that's the only way you'll be able to add music to this little guy. And there you have it, guys. My retro review on the 4th gen iPod Shuffle. I remember when this came out and it was a banger, and it still is to this day. I think the beauty in it is just, again, no distractions, no screens, no endless scrolling. If you ever owned an iPod, drop a comment down below and share your favorite memories from that golden era. The era of LimeWire, MP3s, and living life one playlist at a time. Back to a time when we all had to make that dangerous decision. It was either you followed the law and purchased all your music, or you risked it for a free few songs, but inevitably gave your PC full-blown internet STDs. Simpler times, man, I swear. So guys, drop your thoughts down in the comment section below, and be sure to let me know what retro tech you'd like to see me review next. For the iPod Shuffle, simply because of the nostalgia, if you're even considering it, I'd say it's definitely a buy if you can get it for a cheap price. Nowadays, obviously, Apple does not sell these directly, so you'll have to find it elsewhere, such as eBay or Amazon. But still, it's a really neat piece of technology and brings you back to simpler times. Until next time, guys, stay safe, and I cannot wait to catch you all in my next video.